What's going on, guys? We're still waiting for our lobby, so we're going all NFL red zone on you right now. Right now, you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, you got TP playing for Optic Nation. They've just kicked off their hardpoint game. Of course, Optic Nation are going to go up against Aware, and it's looking good for Nation early on right now, Matt. It's 13-2 off that first hill. TP actually rocking overcharge. On the right-hand side of your screens, you will see Parasite and Co. They're actually already onto game number 2. They're playing some Search and Destroy on Riot, I believe.
Yeah, and I know I'm watching TP stream. I have it open right here, and actually they're going to fall behind in this by a little bit, but looks like they're playing a little bit better, you know, getting more kills in that kill feed. It'll be interesting to see how they play with Felony.
Finally, everyone's actually managed to get into replays this game as they change host. Unbelievable how teams don't know who's going to connect to their own host, just saying. TP and Co. looking pretty pretty good so far. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to jinx them just yet. Of course, Nation going up against the team with a 100% map win record. Aware looking so good online right now, Matt.
Yeah, they're looking great online right now. Aware definitely the team to beat, I think, so far in the league. Ben, we just need you to go broadcaster. I think we're good.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully everything will be all dandy and bang. There we go. So our game getting kicked off. Of course, we have Denial versus JusTus. The other game's going on, of course, Nation versus Away. You see that on the left-hand side of your screen. We have Rise versus Elevate and TK versus Prof, which is on the right-hand side. We're going to be bringing you score updates all throughout the evening. It's the place to be for all your Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Pro League updates. Hardpoint retreat. Let's dive into the action, Matt. And what are your thoughts on this game? Who do you see this one going to?
You know, I think it'll be interesting to see who starts off with what. So it looks like I'm going to just cycle through the players. Looks like Enable and Classic are both going to be using ASM1. Slacked with a Bal, Mochilla with a Bal. And then on the other side, it looks like Saints is going to have a Bal as well, attach a Bal, and Replay is the only one with ASM1. So very interesting, Ben. I don't know if you remember, but from the 5K over the weekend when we watched, we saw Denial use 3 ASM1s against, I'm trying to think of the team's name with Steven, and like Nagafen, but we saw them use that against TR. We saw them use the 3 setup against TR, and they ended up losing, so already kind of abandoned that within the week.
Yeah, it didn't really work out in their favor, though. If you remember, they kind of were aggressive early on, but it crumpled very, very quickly. I'm on board with Saints right now for Denial, who is going to have what should be a relatively easy kill in front of him. Picks up 1, but right now JusTus kind of struggling a little bit. 18-2. Of course, that first hard point, again, is always going to be about the scrap time, but the big thing is the rotation. And Enable is going to be the player who's rotated nice and early for this JusTus lineup. Has his teammates getting the good spawns as well, and that's going to be key. And look for them to rack up some big time now on this hill.
Oh, yeah, you know, JusTus, they gave up only the last 9 seconds, but you see they're going to take the first, 9 seconds of this next hill pretty much uncontested, and that is exactly how you rotate early.
Yep, that's exactly what you want to do. Pick up all that free time. However, the hill broken almost instantly. It's going to be Zuma who managed to break that one. Replay's now left to try and go through the smoke grenades. Is he going to be able to get it? As she has the hardpoint confirmed, teammate's going to get the slaying, so Replay's just going to chill, lie down on the hill as Saints is going off right now, 9-4. That's a 3-kill streak for him as he tries to give Replay some cover.
Oh yeah, Saints is a player a lot like Scump, when Saints gets on fire, he's very difficult to stop, One of the better players on LAN as well in Call of Duty. I think, kind of gets forgotten about, every event that he goes to. It seems usually plays pretty well. So, Saints definitely does not surprise me. He's getting off to a hot start here today.
Yep, Saints always a player to keep your eyes out for. Still on board with him. 5-kill streak finally goes down. 41-26 the score as the hardpoint rotates now. Once again on the third hill. It's going to be Denial that still have some control. Replays being sneaky. And his stim just runs out, actually, so he's going to have to wait, be very patient. He's going to be using that Tactician wild card. Got Overclock and stim. More and more players using stim now, Matt. And honestly, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Oh, no, I'm not surprised by that at all. If everybody is going to use it and it's still available, you might as well use it to your utmost advantage. And JusTus really didn't get any time on that last hill. They started out pretty well. They took a decent amount of time, but they should have gotten more. But you see right now they're starting to dominate that kill feed, Ben, and they're pushing out those spawns. You can see Slack getting a 2-piece right there in the kill feed. They're going pretty big for them.
Mochilla on the hard point. Managed to clean up one. Couldn't find anyone else. Enable, though. looking for him to try and pick up more kills as he's just double jumping over the door, and I love that strategy. Players think he's on that far left-hand side. In actual fact, he's not. He's on the right-hand side before he peeks around. They're now getting some good spawns, though. That's something that JusTus now try and peek out as the hardpoint rotates, though. Doesn't really matter, as now Classic on your screens. One kill for him, he goes down. But again, really, really close game, and this is what I expected. You know, we both said before we went live today, Matt, that we expected this to be one of the closer games that we've seen so far in the Pro League. Oh
yeah, you know, and we both, obviously, like you were saying, you know, we were pretty hyped up for this game because it was going to be one of the better ones of the day. Two teams, you know, very evenly matched. And it's interesting, Ben, you know, you're starting to see there's a lot of smoke grenades coming out, a lot of cloak with those smokes. So interesting strategies, new strategies that we didn't see at Columbus being used here in the Pro League. Yeah, the cloak and smoke really being deployed very, very often. Enable, he's just going to run out of his as he picks up that kill. Nicely played from him. Him and Mochila doing a lot of work on these hardpoints, and JusTus now trying to build themselves a bit of a lead. Saints going to deny that, though. Him and Zuma jump on the hill. Zuma going to be last man for Denial. Alive on the hard point, but it's scrap time once again, and JusTus are picking up the chunk time, it seems, and Denial only really getting either the early rotation time or the very, very end. Yeah, no, Denial is not getting any of the good time, so to speak, on any of these hills. You see JusTus pretty much taking all of that, Denial getting the last, 10, 15 seconds, and that's really what's going to decide this game. And usually in a game like this, Ben, it's pretty close. It's within 10, 20 points, and then next thing you know, a team like JusTus is up, 25, 30, just because they keep getting that 10-second advantage on each hill. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as this game progresses and you see more smoke coming in. You got Saints currently on your screens, picks up an assist, going to have the second in front of him, cleans up that kill. 18 and 15 for him. Zuma 19 and 16, Attach 18 and 14. Any replays really struggling in that kill column, 9 and 17. But he's trying to get as much objective work as he can done. Meanwhile, over on the JusTus team, Slacked with 19 kills, Enable, Mochila 15-14, and Classic at 16 kills. So Denial outslaying, not by much, but that scoreboard definitely doesn't tell that story. It's tied game now as we go back to our next rotation. Yeah, and you go back to the next rotation of hills, starting back at the beginning, and it's funny, for that first rotation, we almost didn't mention Slacked at all, and he's 21 and 16, leading the room in kills, picking up his 22nd right there. But that's the type of player he is, Ben. We don't really talk about him too much, kind of almost like Slasher, I think. A Slasher, we really don't mention, how good he is and how consistent he is. We just kind of expect it to happen. I think Slack's kind of fallen into that same boat now. Yep, Slack proved himself so much at Columbus. I feel like he didn't really have to prove himself at all, but some of the scores he was putting up were phenomenal. Very, very high kill games, and as you said, he just kind of does what he does, to be honest, and he does it very, very well. Replays, still struggling though, to 11 and 21. Attach going to be alive on that hill for Denial. He's fallen as well, and JusTus do have a lead. It's back and forth though, Matt, and I think it's going to come down to one hard point where someone rotates and is just able to hold on for a full hill, because right now both these two teams are inseparable. Oh, I think this hill right here is absolutely huge, Ben. It looked like Saints is going to be set up on the hill, and all the players from Denial are going to be around that, and they're able to clean that up, and they're going to hold this, and it looks pretty good. You can see the spawns coming in for JusTus. They are definitely not favorable, so I think if Denial is able to hold this for an extended period of time, it's going to look good for them to win this game. But they haven't combated anything with the smoke with Denial. JusTus has been extremely effective breaking hills with that smoke. Denial hasn't really figured anything out to stop it. I want to see some trophy systems being used. So as soon as those smokes come towards them, immediately just get counteracted by those trophies. I would say potential thermal, but I just feel like it's too fast-paced for you to really run a thermal unless you're going to be pulling out a melee potential. But that's just no one expects that in a hardpoint retreat game. In retreat, we saw Clayster try and use the melee yesterday, and it just didn't work. I think it's such a fast map that it makes you so stationary, and it makes you play a little bit slower, that it definitely hurts your team in the long run. Loving the JusTus strategy though with the smokes, not gonna lie. Replays has managed to rotate early, but this was the same hill we saw him last time where he was contesting. Sadly couldn't win any of the gunfights. He's gonna pop his stim here as he peeks around the corner. Not gonna be able to win that gunfight though, as a stun hits him clean in the face. He's gonna be Enable on that hard point, but this could be the start now of a Denial comeback. Potentially his 4 plays go down, but look at the spawns. That's the key here. No one from Denial really controlling that backside, so they do need to be careful that no one wraps around. The Denial team, the JusTus team spawning over at the terrace side, and one player has just gone all the way around the outside. It's going to be Slacked, and he's just walked onto that hill, and just like that, they're going to break it. Yeah, and JusTus did a great job of breaking that. In the kill feed, it was Classic able to pick up 2. And I think if you can keep your whole team alive, Ben, and you can kill 1 player in this lobby hardpoint, you can break it pretty easily because it starts forcing the players in the lobby to start moving around. And that it's easy to pick them off from there.
Zuma already at his 34th kill. 2 minutes left. And once again, almost a tied game. It's going to be a 10-point lead as this hardpoint rotates now. And Denial not going to have early control of it either, so that lead is going to potentially start to grow. Fortunately, Zuma falls. Going to be left to attach. He's down as well. Replays, who's been struggling all game, almost double negative, needs to try and pick things up on this last couple of hills.
Yeah, Replays definitely needs to pick it up. It's funny you say that, Ben. It's like you compare the 2 teams. I think we did this yesterday when Merc and another OBJ player. It was Merc and Sensor. We compared them. You look at Replays, 17 and 29. Not really getting that OBJ work done because not really able to get those kills in the hill that keep them alive. And you see on the other side, I don't know who you even say the objective player is for JusTus. It's very interesting.
That's the kind of about JusTus.
Yeah, OBJ by committee.
Exactly. It's basically whoever's nearest the hill is going to jump on the hill. Everyone else is going to get kills. And playing that way, you have Mochilla 30 bomb, Enable 30 bomb, Slack 30 bomb, Classic 2 kills away. I mean, the slaying that this JusTus team have is absolutely phenomenal. But, Matt, we're going to get to this last hill tied.
Yeah, we're going to go. It's going to be...
Wow.
Yeah, it's basically going to be a tie, and it's all going to come down to this. And JusTus set up for the hill early. It's really just going to come down to if they can kill out Denial at this point. It looks like Denial just going to be pushing straight through the front.
Oh,
and they're going to... This hill is just going to trade back and forth right here, Ben. I have a feeling it's going to be a crazy last 30 seconds.
I think that, but Denial not able to get a hold on that hill at all. Attach spawned way away. So Replays basically comes down to him to just try and stay alive and contest, but he's fallen too. 24 seconds left. It's going to be a 20-point lead, and I think JusTus have just clutched up when they needed to. Mochilla and Enable pick up the last couple of kills, and JusTus on the very last hill, it was tied going into this last hill, have managed to pick up the important kills, and that is going to be GG. Zuma dropped 40 kills, however, but it just simply was not enough. Fantastic performance in JusTus in that hardpoint retreat.
Yeah, but, we talked about Zuma, obviously. He played amazing, but it's such a balanced effort from this JusTus team. You never see one player kind of carrying them. It's kind of, 2 players play pretty well, and another player plays well. They don't really have that one player that's going to go off all the time, but, it's 4 consistent players that are going to put up numbers. And you see, Slack 34 kills. Enable 34 kills as well, and Mochilla with another 35. So, you had 3 players pretty much tie for the lead in kills on your team, and then, you didn't have Classic really fall too far behind with 29. So, doing a great job overall getting all the work done together as a whole.
Yep, and the caps as well. Mochilla 12, Enable 11, Slacked and Classic 7 and 8, Defends 9, 8, 6 and 4. So even. We don't really have like a objective-based player on this JusTus team, but it really works in their favor. So keep your eyes out for them throughout the season, I definitely feel. For now, commercial break. When we return, we'll be going over to Terrace for some Search and Destroy.